Now, this is an introduction for married couples. If you are married, please review this section carefully, because if you miss this, I hate to tell you, I know that some of you are just going to go look at individual parts and not pay any attention to this part, but this is really critical. First of all, Texas recognizes separate property and community property. But we in Texas have a special form of community known as special community property. The husband could have special community, the wife could have special community. But for the moment, we're not going to be worried. We have other places you can learn about what that means. But right now, we're dealing only with the community aspects of it. All community assets are going to go down and filter through what we call the ABCD system. The A side is the survivor's share. They control it, and it contains half of the community property. The B side is the decedent's share. Typically, the beneficiaries are the survivor and the kids, and half the community property goes to the B side. What about their separate property? Well, the survivor's separate property goes to the A side. The decedent's separate property goes to the B side. Now, notice that we've divided the separate property into two parts. That's because when I ask clients, do you want your spouse to benefit from your separate property if you die first? Clients are very inconsistent. They tell us yes in some cases, no in others. Well, we found the easiest way to deal with this is to create separate trusts, one the spouse benefits from and one they don't. The parts they don't benefit from goes on to the other beneficiaries. Notice it's not the spouse. Now, that's great for where it winds up, but what about while they're alive? We still have issues while they're alive. So one of the problems with, let's say the husband has inherited a stock account. This simple example, it's a dividend reinvestment plan. So as dividends come into the stock, it's used to purchase more stock. Unfortunately, that creates a commingling problem. And if there's community property that goes in there, it's presumed to be community property. Now, why is that community property? Because under Texas law, all income is community property, unless there is a valid marital property agreement that states otherwise. Now, let's look at the income coming out of this. Now that we know that, how do we fix the problem? Well, the issue is the income coming out of the separate property. So it's going to come up, and then we're going to go shuffle that income over to a community account. Now, we didn't show it on this, but it conceivably could go to the joint community. That is a choice the spouses could make, and it's fine if they do that. But this is one reason why we have a special community trust, because they may want to retain complete control over management of it. The way you do that is through what is called a sweep account. Now, those sweep accounts, every institution can do these. They take the income, they sweep it into another account. That way, the separate property doesn't become commingled. Now, you may think, well, we're not going to go through a divorce. I hope that's true. But let me tell you, this comes up in ways that most people don't think of. For example, the spouse with separate property dies. Their spouse gets remarried. Now, who has a claim that that was community property? The new spouse, because if it was their community property, now it might conceivably be the new spouse's community property. So this gets very complicated, and it's why you need to pay attention and come in and talk to us if you don't understand this. We know it's complicated, but it's important that you get this part done right.